my name is Rebecca and this is the Treasure Trove of Curios. Today I am continuing to sort through the things from the house clean out. I know, more videos because there is still loads more stuff to sort through. And for today's video I'm sorting through the glass section. So this involves some drinking glasses, vases, glass dishes of various sorts. So let's get started. First I want to show you this. This is my first piece of Carnival Glass, which I'm fairly excited about. But unfortunately I cannot for the life of me find any information about this particular one. I cannot find the pattern anywhere. I have spent hours searching for the pattern. It's a Marigold colour Carnival Glass. So the inside's got this great floral pattern here and then different looks going on in the middle, and then the outside of it has got different floral things going on again. It's a moulded piece. It's in 3 sections, as you can see here, here and here, but I can't find anything about it. I can't work out who the maker is or what the pattern is. If you happen to know, please give me a hand, help me out, help me to find a little more information about this. I think this is quite a gorgeous piece because of the detailing around the edge. There's loads of stuff going on inside it. Marigold Carnival Glass is not the most popular. It's probably like the least sought after Carnival Glass colour. It's kind of like amber glass when it comes to normal glassware. It's not quite as sought after as a lot of the others. But I still think that's pretty groovy, and it's my first Carnival Glass piece, so I'm excited. So next I'm going to show you some vases. I've got these 2 clear glass vases that are a matching set. Matchy matchy. See if it'll pick that up. And they're quite beautiful and in excellent condition, which I love. Then I have got this one, which is another similar one but with a diamond point pattern. I reckon I've got exactly the same one as this in one of the cupboards here, so I'm tempted to hang on to this one and use it as a matching pair for the other one. Then I have got this rather enormous vase. This is very big and it's really heavy too. It's probably like a couple of kilos, maybe more. Anyway, it's pretty great. Great pattern to it. I'm a fan. If it doesn't sell, I'll hang on to it. I like flowers. I love having flowers inside the house, and so I have quite a collection of vases. Mostly for me, clear glass vases, because I find that they just work with anything. If you've got one vase that's blue and one that's yellow and everything else is clear, it kind of just doesn't match as well. Clear is like white, goes with everything. Then I've got this vase, which is a more modern one, I would say. This is a Bormioli vase, as you can see from the label there, which I have done a bit of a review on, well, not so much a review, but a chat about the Bormioli brand, which they make glassware, have done for many years, and are still in production. And it's all made in Italy. So this is an Italian-made glass vase. And it's quite gorgeous. Nice little footed space at the bottom there. And then that's all of the vases. So I want to show you this small glass dish. It's a vanity dish, I guess. Great for storing jewellery or lots of small things really. If you're into crafts, you might store beads in it, or you might store makeup things in it. I really like this. I've got a set sort of similar to this that came from my nana that sits on my dressing table. I have jewellery and bits and bobs in there. I know I don't often wear jewellery in the videos, but I do have a very large collection of jewellery, most of which was passed down from my nana's cousin, and she was involved in theatre and had all sorts of rather spectacular costume jewellery, which I love. I think it's really great. In Australia, often this style of glass is considered crystal glass, which it's not actually crystal, it's a pressed glass. Or sometimes a cut glass. In this case it's pressed. But it's kind of like the generic-y term that people in Australia tend to use for that style of glass, because crystal glass became quite popular, and so everything just sort of got bundled into the one category. Next I have got this. It is blue, and I like blue, particularly when it comes to glass. This is an ashtray, and in recent years ashtrays have become reasonably collectible because there were so many fantastic ashtrays that have been made throughout history. But now that smoking is not actually so much of a thing anymore, it's certainly not a high society sort of activity as it once was. And so there are loads of fantastic ashtrays that people are now reusing as just a bowl or a candy dish or a makeup brush holder, or I don't know, a teaspoon holder, or something you might use in the kitchen, or a vase. This could be used as a vase. So there's endless possibilities for this. You could use it as an ashtray if you're a smoker. There's no doubts about that. But this is pretty epic. Now I've got a couple of milk bottles. Glass milk bottles, so a vintage item again. I don't think it's going to pick up very well there. But it says, wash and return milk 600 ml. Use not permitted without written. That doesn't make sense. I think it's supposed to have written permission. And then it says on the other side, oh, there we go, hang on, we continue around the bend. Use not permitted without written permission, owner, Milk Bottles Recovery Limited. There you go. It's a bit funny the way that it's printed. These are not super duper old. These are probably some of the later glass milk bottles, when glass milk bottles were a thing, and the milkman used to come around and drop off your milk. Sometimes I think I was born in the wrong era, because I really like that. I like that idea. I like the idea of not having to leave the house to go and get groceries and things. Good thing that's coming back into fashion, of deliveries, but not where I live, because I'm 45 minutes drive from the closest Woolworths. Now I've got a Pyrex baby bottle. This is a glass baby bottle. It's Pyrex, it's a vintage one. It has in ounces and mils, so this is an 8-ounce one, and it still has the cap with the insert for when you put it in the fridge, but I don't have any of the teats that go in the gap. And I'm not sure that you can get a hold of them anywhere. Not that I've looked. I suppose you probably could. Or maybe the more modern ones would fit this. Interesting thought. Maybe that's something to look into. I've recently become an auntie. My new nephew is now 2 months old, and he's on the bottle. They've got their new fancy baby bottles. Anyway, moving on. This is, I suppose, a trifle bowl or a centerpiece bowl. And the label, I'll show you. There we go. Passabash, I'm guessing is how it's pronounced. Now they have got an awful lot of information about the history of the company on their website, which is fantastic. I'm really glad that they've done that, because I always go to, if I'm looking up a brand, I go to the website, the current website, and then go to their history or about section to find out information about the company. So when they've got a really comprehensive list there, I find that that's very useful to me, and I'm sure other people too. This is a great shape, and listen to this. It just rings and rings and keeps ringing. I don't know if you can still hear it. It's just finishing now. You can tell that that's quality glass just by that noise. Although the shape of this one certainly helps. So, the company is now the 3rd largest manufacturer of glassware in the world. The company was begun in 1934 and it was funded by the Turkish government. So it's in Turkey, that's where it's based. It started with 400 staff members and now has an awful lot more, and has factories. There's numerous factories in Turkey, plus they have other factories in Egypt, Russia and Bulgaria. So they're a pretty big deal. Not all pieces of theirs are marked, but because they're the 3rd largest manufacturing company of glass in the world, there's an awful lot out there. So chances are, even if you're not aware of it, you've probably encountered Passabash glassware at some point. We're nearly to the end of the video. I've only got a few more things to show you. I have these glasses. I think these are vintage. I can't say for sure, but I think they're pretty cool. They're a smoky colour, or a smoky grey colour. There's the bottoms. And they're pretty nice. I like them. Unfortunately, there were only 2 of them there for me to pick up, so it's not really much of a set, but I still think it's nice. And then, last but certainly not least, I have got this. This is a, maybe I should do that. There we go. This is a Swanky swig. Now, I suppose it's not considered a true Swanky swig, because this is what's the name of there? This is an Eater peanut butter jar. So, Swanky swig. This came about in the early 1930s. Kraft was the creator of the original Swanky swig, where they put processed cheese spread into these jars that were glass, and to begin with they were hand painted. They had hand painted images on them and were called Swanky swigs because once you've emptied the contents of it, then you use the glass jar as a tumbler, as a drinking glass. So this was in a time in the 1930s when there was the Depression, every penny had to count, and you could sort of justify buying something that was not really an essential item, being a processed cheese spread, which normally you wouldn't really buy because things like milk and eggs and flour and stuff like that are more important. But if it came with its own glass, if you were a little more high society, perhaps not high society, but if you still had a reasonable amount of income, then you could justify purchasing that sort of an item. So over time, Swanky Swigs, it's sort of been adopted that all of the glasses that were made in this style are they're all considered Swanky Swigs now. But a true Swanky Swig is a craft product from 1930s. I can't remember what year until they sort of produced them. I think it was about the 1950s when glass products were sort of not used as much and plastic became the new plastic fantastic. And so craft, they didn't just have the cheese spread, that was the original one, but they also used the Swanky Swigs with their peanut butter and other similar spreads. Originally, as I said, they were hand painted, but later on they were silk screen processed. And that's how the detailing, the picture was applied. So this one is an Eater peanut butter glass Swanky Swig. And they're quite collectible, which is good for me. Anyway, all of these items, except perhaps that one vase, are going to be listed for sale on my eBay store, which the link for that is in the description below, as always. And if you liked this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more of it, subscribe so that you get notifications when new videos come out. I've been a little bit slack with videos for this channel at the moment because I have started a second YouTube channel where I talk about my daily life, which is actually probably not what you expect. My life is a little unusual. I am, as my day job, a heavy machinery operator and a truck driver and a general labourer for an earth moving company. I'm also a farmer and a model, and I do all sorts of stuff. So if you're interested in taking a look at that, have a look at Rarely 9 to 5, which I will put all the links for the YouTube channel and the social media platforms in the description below as well. So if you're interested, check that out. Also been very busy with life. Although COVID-19 is happening and we're all in lockdown, I'm still flat out busy. Always so much to do, especially on a farm. So I hope you're all well and taking care of yourselves and managing to get through this really crazy time that we're currently involved in. So take care, and I will see you again sometime soon. Hopefully the gap between this video and the next will be a little shorter than this one and the last one. Anyway, thank you for watching. Ta-ra!